Hey, Curtis.
Hey guys!
What movie you got for us this week?
As we kick off February 2026, the month of love, with our annual Wives' Choice Month,
Mhm.
we are going to watch a combination of Fright Night, This is Spinal Tap, and WrestleMania 3, all tied together by both Miracle and Mad Max.
Oh,
So this week we're watching that's right, folks, we're doing it. We're hitting 1987's The Princess Bride.
well done with that movie marriage.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thought about using WrestleMania 3 as the punchline, but it's like, no, we're going to do Miracle and Mad Max.
And Mad Max. So,
Mad
welcome
Max.
back, listeners and viewers, to another episode of Let's Talk About Flicks, the podcast. We'll take a monthly theme this month being Wives' Choice Month. I'm one of your hosts, Oz.
I am the other host, Curtis.
And before we get going too far, we give a shout out to our favorite Patreon subscribers, Don S, Aaron A, Mandy K, Melissa L, Colin K, and Lyle M. Thank you one and all for your patronage.
Definitely our favorite Patreons.
Definitely. So top
six Patreons.
Patreon. Yeah.
We don't even mention the others.
No, too many to count.
Yeah.
And so be sure to like, subscribe, and do all that stuff you're supposed to do. And check out the website, letstalkaboutflix.com, where you can catch all of our back catalog, as well as our blog series and random movie generator and all that fun stuff. So Princess Bride,
one of the most popular movies, I think, of the last 40 years. People like, it's rare to find anybody who doesn't like this movie.
It's grown legs too. Like this was not
it's
a
only
box
become
office.
more popular.
Yeah, this is not a box office success, but this is a movie that it's just hits. It just hits for people.
Is it a movie that, like, despite the fact that it wasn't a bomb at the box office.
No, it wasn't a hit
either.
Yeah,
It's because of how the legs have grown for this movie. Is it exceeded cult status?
Oh yeah,
or is this the definition of cult?
No, I think it's exceeded it. I think I read a definition somewhere that, like, a cult status movie is a movie that a few people have seen a lot of times, as opposed to like a blockbuster, which is a lot of people have seen it a few times.
Sure.
So I think this has exceeded that cult status. And honestly, because it's a safe movie. This is an easy one. It's
an easy watch. All the characters or most of the characters are relatable.
Yeah.
It's quick.
Yeah. So this is a movie that this isn't going to be relegated to an HBO. You'll see this on TBS. You'll see this on TNT. You'll see this on all of those basic cable channels. So yeah,
it's accessible for kids. I know as a kid, I love this movie,
and it doesn't require a lot of deep thinking to understand it.
No,
it's in some ways it's kind of a lot like Shrek in that.
Yeah,
there's
some similarities there.
Yeah, there's levels to it.
Yeah, there's adult humor, hidden adult humor in there. Yeah,
but it's just top to bottom. And we RIP'd Catherine O'Hara last episode. RIP Rob Reiner in this one.
Yeah.
So,
we're recording this in early February 2026, and in the last couple of weeks we've lost two Hollywood giants. And just good people too.
Right. Very good people. So but yeah, it's Princess Bride. It's just this top to bottom it's a real feel good film.
It is. Speaking of that film, Oz, it's my movie again, brought to us by my wife, Patreon subscriber Melissa L. So I got the plot this week. So who is in The Princess Bride?
Princess Bride. Really, everybody matters that's in this movie, aside from like extras. But we've got our leads. Cary Elwes as Westley, and his romantic interest, Robin Wright, as Buttercup, or the Princess Bride. Those are the focal point of our film. Our ancillary characters we got Mandy Patinkin as Inigo Montoya. There's more to his name than that, but
you killed my father, prepare to die.
Yeah, that's whatever he announces himself. That's what it is. Mandy Patinkin as Inigo Montoya, and Andre the Giant as Fezzik.
Yes.
team up with Cary Elwes as they are trying to get back Robin Wright from the clutches of Prince Humperdinck, played by Chris Sarandon, and his right-hand man.
He's asymmetrical.
Yes, Count Tyrone Rugen, played by Christopher
Antonio Alfonseca.
Yeah. So, but all of this is wrapped around a story being told to Fred Savage by Peter Falk. We've got a Wallace Shawn, we've got a Carol Kane, we've got a Billy Crystal, we've got Mel Smith. I mean, there's just everybody that has screen time matters, at least in the scene that they're in. So, but yeah, that's the cast of this movie.
Yeah, as far as the plot goes, again, you mentioned it a moment ago, this movie has an interesting framing device, and it's one that maybe remember, was it right before the pandemic, 2018, 2019-ish, Deadpool 2 would come out. And of course, it's the Deadpool, so it's a hard R for the Deadpool movies. But they decided they wanted to make a PG-13 version of Deadpool. Was that Once Upon a Deadpool? Is that what they called it? Something like that? I
think so, yeah.
Where they use the same framing device. They put now adult Fred Savage in the same set with Deadpool reading him. Yeah,
I love the self-awareness of the Deadpool.
Yeah,
just the whole Deadpool character. It's just
correct. Yeah, he's aware of the fourth wall and will stare down the camera. But so in this movie, we've got young Fred Savage wearing his Walter Payton jersey, laying in bed, sick. Mom's got to go to work. And so Grandpa Columbo comes over to keep him company and to read him a story. I know it's the grandson and the grandfather are the names of the characters. And I know the grandson is playing that old like PC computer baseball game.
Yes. Yeah. I never played that, but it was like the precursor to like RBI baseball.
Yeah, bases loaded.
Yeah.
I had a buddy who had that game, and I recall watching him playing it a few times.
You're really good at watching him play.
It was thrilling and riveting.
Yeah.
So we open with the grandson and the grandfather. Grandfather's going to read him the literal book, The Princess Bride, because again, this movie is very famously based off of the William Goldman book.
It's a great book.
It is. It is. I have not read it, but I've heard.
I had picked it up and I read it to a group of 7th graders early in my career. Mm-hmm. It's a tough one to read aloud, but it's a very well written book because it has its layers too. Like William Goldman is writing this book as if some of this stuff is factual when it's not. And so once you get past that piece of the onion where you're like, oh, this is so like Inception level meta. Like this is so cool just to see complete ownership of this craft. So, but a really cool book.
And so in the book, we open with Farm Boy. I'll call him Farm Boy.
Yeah.
And Buttercup. Farm Boy, again, is Westley. That's what his name ends up being. But at the beginning, she just calls him Farm Boy. And it's just the two of them on this little quaint farm. And Farm Boy is kind of flirting with Buttercup. She will ask him to do a task, and he just looks at her, as you wish.
Yeah. I can't replicate Cary Elwes and his handsomeness in this movie. So
I can, so I'll take care of it for both of us.
I look like a potato with headphones on right now. So
you look amazing, my friend. At least a twice-baked potato.
Oh, I feel great. Yeah. And twice. Yeah. Baked potatoes, hearty and healthy. Yeah. That's better than like a Kinder egg.
And so he's kind of narrating, as he said, every time he said as you wish, he really meant I love you.
Yeah.
Farm Boy, fetch me that pitcher, as he just stares at her, reaches up, grabs the pitcher, as you wish.
Yeah.
Oh, Cary Elwes. At that point, we pull back to the meta of the grandson and the grandfather. Is this a kissing book? The grandson asks.
Are you reading me pornography?
Is this penthouse letters to the editor? Yeah. I've heard that like too many times, grandfather.
Yeah. It's like those books mom reads.
This is Reader's Digest.
Yeah.
Does this have a shirtless pirate on the front of it?
50 Shades of Fezzik.
So Westley leaves to find fortune, says his goodbyes, but immediately is captured by the Dread Pirate Roberts, who's known throughout this realm as the dirtiest of dirty, the bad guy who we never actually see, sort of.
Right.
5 years later, a huge time jump right away. Yeah. We're 5 minutes in the movie and we take a 5-year time jump, Oz.
Yeah.
Prince Humperdinck, what a name, by the way. Prince Humperdinck. Yeah. He's addressing the people of Florin. That's the realm. Florin. He's marrying a commoner, Buttercup.
Yes.
So despite the fact that she was in love with Westley, the farm boy, she is now betrothed to Prince Humperdinck. She's forcibly betrothed to him.
Yes, yes.
She doesn't love him, but for reasons, she goes along with it. She takes a horse ride out in the woods to clear air, and she is captured by a trio, by Vizzini, Inigo, and Fezzik. And they decide they're going to frame Gilder, who is Florin's enemy, their enemy land, the enemy territory. Right. They're going to frame Gilder for the capture and death of Humperdinck's to-be wife, Buttercup. Yes. So that's the plot that we're working through here, Oz. They're sailing. They put her on a boat and they're gonna sail across the body of water. She jumps overboard and is almost eaten by the shrieking eels, Oz. Fun little bit there.
I love just the cheap practical creatures in this movie. They don't put a lot of effort into making them look good, but that adds to it.
I like it as well. Like the effects it's the right level of effect.
Yes.
This isn't Rob Bottin making the thing in the thing, but
well, you don't want these scary creatures to actually look scary either, because then you're scaring kids.
Yeah, and again, like I said before, I was I probably caught this movie on cable, a couple years after it came out. So I'm 9-10 when it came out, and I was just hooked to this movie. Just hooked on this movie.
Yeah, we all were the Fred Savage character in this.
Yes, yeah. And that's the charm of this movie, is that whether you're an adult or a kid, there's an in for you. There's a character you can identify with. So after she's almost eaten by the shrieking eels, Fezzik bonks one on the head, pulls her back in the boat. They see that they're being followed by another ship, and it's gaining ground, so close that it's right behind them.
It's gaining water.
It's yes.
You can't gain ground in the sea.
It's gaining fluids. Right. It's retaining water
like the Titanic.
Yeah, it's pulling in water. So the ship has almost overtaken them as they reach their destination, which is the Cliffs of Insanity.
Yeah, I love the naming of things too.
Yeah,
it's like this and like Labyrinth both just do a great job of like naming things.
Yes, yeah.
The Bog of Eternal Stench, the Cliffs of Insanity.
The Cliffs of Insanity. And there's this huge rope that is dropped down from it's hundreds of feet tall cliffs. So basically,
where do you get a rope this length?
It's a very long rope.
Like, how do you move a rope this length? Because it's got to weigh
that was a thick rope too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Fezzik moved it himself. Maybe he just wove it right there.
He may have, yeah.
Yeah.
It's part spider.
Explains a lot.
Yes.
And so this huge rope is draped down this huge cliff. It's just it's a 90-degree cliff face, and so
which is insane.
Thus the Cliffs of Insanity. And so Fezzik literally is carrying Inigo, Wallace Shawn, and Vizzini and Buttercup as he's climbing this huge rope.
And it's Andre the Giant, so there's room. That's the amazing thing about this is, like, yes, he has these 3 people on his back, and there's room for all 3 of them on his back because he's so freaking huge.
There's plenty of real estate for Andre the Giant. And so he's climbing up the cliffs, and we see the lone person depart the other ship below and starts climbing. It's a man clad in black. He's climbing after them. So after they climb up the rope, Vizzini leaves Inigo to dispatch the Man in Black. So Fezzik and Vizzini take Buttercup and they make their way off. But Inigo, you're going to stay here to make sure that he dies. And, Vizzini cuts the rope, but the Man in Black is able to cling to the cliffs and avoid plummeting to his doom. So Inigo ends up helping him to the top because he's a man of character. He's a man of virtue and values. And I swear on my father, I will make sure you make it to the top alive. And so he actually helps the Man in Black get to the top. It shows a lot about Inigo's character. It's a good, clever way to show you that despite that Inigo is basically a mercenary, he's actually a good person.
Right.
Before fighting, Inigo expositions that his father was killed by a six-finger man, that he dueled when he was 11 years old. The six-fingered man left Inigo scarred, and he's been searching for revenge on the six-fingered man ever since. And he has a phrase, Oz. It's a phrase that I don't think you've heard before.
Probably not.
Probably not. That he's been telling himself this for years, that whenever he finds the six-fingered man, he will declare, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die."
Yeah.
Yes, the line that this movie is known for. So he has it all scripted out. This is what I'm going to tell the six-fingered man. And there's a level of respect between these two characters. I understand why you're doing what you're doing, but it's my job to fight you, and I'm in pursuit of Buttercup, so alas, I will have to fight you.
Here we go.
So a really sweet sword fight ensues.
Very, very cool sword fight.
Yeah, and reading in the trivia, almost everything in the sword fight was actually Cary Elwes and Mandy Patinkin.
Right. So, I read that too. Like they took fencing lessons and
yes.
Yeah, very cool.
There's witty banter throughout. They're complimenting each other as they go because they respect each other.
Fun. It's just so fun.
It's such a fun scene. Again, one of the scenes that hooked me as a kid here. And Inigo thinks that he has the upper hand because he declares, I know something you don't know. Yeah, what's that? I am not left-handed, because they're both dueling with their left hands. And then, of course, eventually the Man in Black, I am not left-handed either. And, the odds even, and it's just great. At one point, after the Man in Black jumps down on what's a hidden high bar, and he swings around and does a perfect dismount. I love Inigo just looks at him and just goes, "Who are you?" and of course, eventually the Man in Black wins. He defeats Inigo, and he respects him too much. "I'm not going to kill you, but I can't have you following me." So he bonks him on the head and knocks him out.
Right.
So a fun sequence. Vizzini spots the Man in Black in pursuit from a ways away, and of course now dispatches Fezzik, the giant.
You've beaten my Spaniard.
Yes. Now let's see if you could beat my giant.
Yeah.
So he dispatches Fezzik, tells him, use a rock.
Yeah.
Use a rock, just bonk him with the rock. And of course, Fezzik responds, "My way's not very sportsmanlike." Yeah. And so, of course, the Man in Black arrives, and he and Fezzik are, Fezzik's throwing rocks at him. And they decide, let's fight each other like civilized men with our bare hands. And, the Man in Black, he runs and tries to shoulder tackle him to no avail. Yeah. And Fezzik's not really fighting back. And the Man in Black's like, "What? Like, you're clearly winning, but why aren't you ending this fight?" And Fezzik just responds, "I want you to feel like you're doing well. I don't want people to die embarrassed."
Oh,
it just a fun sequence between these two characters. They're not mean, they're not aggressive,
but they're just doing their jobs.
That's right. You said it perfectly. They each have a job, and they know they have to defeat the other one. And so the Man in Black eventually ends up getting on Fezzik's back and chokes him out. So again, doesn't kill him, but knocks him unconscious. And it even checks on him afterwards. He makes sure his heart's beating. And he just says, "Rest well and dream of large women." So he even wishes it well after he knocks him out. Which again says something about the Man in Black.
Right.
That this is not a bad guy, even though in the context he's the bad guy.
Right.
In the meantime, we see Humperdinck with Rugen tracking Buttercup. They're at the location of the sword fight. Humperdinck is an excellent tracker. So he's determined there was a sword fight. The winner went in this direction, the loser went in that direction. and that the winner is moving towards Gilder. He's very, very assured of that. Gilder's involved, and it has to be those gosh darn Gilderians.
Yeah, which of course was Vizzini's plan all along.
Frame it on Gilder. So the Man in Black, he's able to catch up with Vizzini because it's Wallace Shawn, and
he didn't get far.
Didn't get far. I guess Danny DeVito was also up for this role. Which
would have worked.
Makes sense too.
Yeah.
So Vizzini is holding Buttercup at knife point, and challenges the Man in Black to a battle of wits. Vizzini's whole bit is that he's the smartest person there is. He's clever. He's clearly the brains of the operation with Inigo and Fezzik. Inigo is the steel and Fezzik is the brawn.
Right.
And so I'm gonna challenge you to a battle of wits to the death.
Right. Yeah, a lot of hubris in Vizzini here.
He's convinced. Whatever happens, I'm clearly the smarter person. I'm clearly the smarter person.
It's inconceivable to beat him.
They pour 2 glasses of wine, and the Man in Black puts iocane poison powder into both, or into one. He puts it into one. But he does it behind his back so that Vizzini doesn't see which one has the poison in it. And so they go through the whole battle of wits, which cup has the poison, which one doesn't. Vizzini does the whole, what in the world is that? And gets the Man in Black to turn around, switches the glasses. On the count of 3, they both drink. Where is the poison, Oz? They drink. Vizzini falls over dead.
Yep. Mid-laughter.
Because
he applies so much logic to the situation. Like, there's no way I'm wrong.
Yeah, I can't be wrong. Right. I'm Vizzini.
Yeah.
When death is on the line. So Vizzini falls over dead. Never go against the Sicilian when death is on the line. And it turns out, of course, that's the Man in Black. He poisoned both of them. Because as he expositions to Buttercup, I've developed an immunity to iocane powder. So Buttercup reveals, it's just her and the Man in Black now. She reveals, I don't love Humperdinck. At the same time, the Man in Black reveals he's the Dread Pirate Roberts. He's the man who killed her love.
Yeah, she guesses that it was him, and now she's ticked.
Yes, she is. You're the man who killed my love. You killed the farm boy. The pirate confirms it. Yeah, I remember this boy, and he said that true love. I don't kill me. I have something to wish for, and she ends up pushing him down a hill. I think we see Humperdinck and Rugen, riding, which momentarily distracts the Men in Black, and Buttercup pushes the Man in Black down the hill, and as he's rolling, he cries out, Oz. He cries out, "As you wish." Buttercup immediately realizes this is Westley.
Despite sounding like Westley and being built like Westley.
Yes, having hair like Westley.
But he had a mask on.
He had the mask across his. I could have been anybody.
Impossible to figure out who this guy was.
So she throws herself down the hill as well. They roll down. Obvious stunt doubles, but still fun.
Yeah.
So
not like Michael Jordan's mom's stunt double in that. I'm sure you've seen that clip where it was like Jordan's mom in some like commercial is going to go dunk it or whatever, but it was clearly a black man with a mustache wearing the same clothing. Oh, it's so funny.
That like Grandmama.
Yeah, something along those lines. But
Larry Johnson.
Yeah.
Or was it what's the more recent one with Kyrie Irving?
Playing
like an old man.
Uncle something. Yeah.
Uncle something, yeah. Just schooling guys on the basketball court.
Yeah.
So as they go to kiss, they're both done rolling at the bottom of the hill, and they go to kiss. And again, we pull back to the framing device. We pull back to the meta of the grandfather and the grandson. And the grandson, of course, is disgusted. They're kissing again, aren't they?
Yeah.
And the grandfather's like, "Do you want me to keep reading or not?" And
yeah.
Okay. So, so Buttercup and Westley now they escape to the fire swamp. Oz, no one will dare go into the fire swamp. It's where
I wouldn't.
You surely go to die. I mean, it's called the fire swamp.
Yeah.
We'll never survive.
It's like a precursor to the floor is lava.
The floor is lava. Yeah, that's actually where this came from.
Yeah.
She says, we'll never survive. And he says, nonsense. You're only saying that because no one ever has.
I love the writing. I love the delivery of the witty comments. And...
This movie's great. Again, it's gross. The fire swamp. It's gross. There's like slimy vines everywhere. Yeah. It's that whole bit. There's like groaning sounds that just are emanating from places and from creatures. And we hear as the captions, because of course I like to watch things with the captions. The captions say ominous popping. As we hear what sounds like a snare drum making a specific pattern.
Yeah.
And then fire pops up from the ground. That's why they call it the fire swamp, Oz. It momentarily lights Buttercup's dress on fire, but they're able to extinguish it. And pretty quickly, they're surviving. They're doing fine.
Yeah.
You know, he learns the patterns of the popping. And so
he's figured out the timing. And
yeah. He ends up telling Buttercup, and again, expositioning some more. This is how I survived. The Dread Pirate Roberts spared me. And it turns out that it's more of a legacy title. You know, every 10 years or so, there's a new Dread Pirate Roberts, and the person who's doing it gets bored or wants to retire. And so they pass it along to a new person. They hire a new crew. The old Dread Pirate Roberts acts as first mate to kind of validate the bit. And and that's how Westley became the Dread Pirate Roberts. He rescues her from a sinkhole. Pretty sweet scene. Like she steps in a sinkhole and just woof, just right in. After rescuing her from that, they are attacked by the ROUSs, Oz. The rodents of unusual size.
Another one of these like monsters with just good enough creature design.
Just good enough. It's clearly short actors.
Yes.
In suits, but it works.
It's Deep Roy.
It's Deep Roy. As we talked about it in our earlier episode this week, Point Break, in which we're clearly not wearing the same clothing as we're recording. Deep Roy is responsible for all of the sweet hubcap rolling scenes in Hollywood. He sits in the wheel well.
I wonder if Wallace Shawn was the ROUS. Figure he's out of the movie now.
They already got him on set. They may as well. Hey, just put the suit on, Wallace. That makes sense to me. So after defeating the rodents of unusual size and escaping the fire swamp, they are captured by Humperdinck. He lies to Buttercup because she insists, like, I'll go with you, but you're going to return him to his ship. And that's fine. And so, Humperdinck rides off with Buttercup, and Westley just looks at Rugen, who's also there.
Mm-hmm.
It says, we know. He basically just says, like, we're men of action. Like, you and I both know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
And then he looks at Rugen's hand and says, hey, you have 6 fingers on your right hand. There's somebody who's looking for you, which kind of, I think, gets under Rugen's skin a little bit. So he knocks him out.
Yeah.
I was reading in the trivia that Elwes actually told Christopher Guest, like, it's okay to just hit me on top of the head.
Oh, I think I'd read that sometime too. Yeah. Just go ahead. Just bonk me.
And he actually knocked out Cary Elwes to the point that he had to go to the hospital to make sure everything was okay, like concussed him and everything.
This seems to be a theme on Hollywood sets. Is Stallone said the same thing to Dolph Lundgren in Rocky IV of when they were fighting, like, just go ahead and hit me, like, and I think it's like put him in the hospital for like 3 weeks, and like the doctors had said that like Stallone came in looking like he'd been hit by a car. Like that's how much damage was done internally. This was one man's punch, Lundgren's, that looked like you were hit by a car.
Yeah. Well, we even saw in the movie how much force Dolph Lundgren can punch with. So
a lot of force. That's what it said up there. A lot.
Lot of force.
It took him to the carnival and let him punch one of those punching bag games. It just said a lot.
That just said a lot. We get a dream sequence next, Oz. I reference this a lot whenever I want to boo something or someone.
I do it a lot as well. Nobody really gets it when I do it, though.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I do.
There's a dream sequence. The king has died, Oz. I should say we're not initially led on to it that it's a dream sequence, but spoiler alert, it's a dream sequence. And Humperdinck has married Buttercup, and Buttercup comes out. She's married. She's now the queen, and this old lady just goes, boo, boo. And just calls
very haggish looking.
Yes, a very haggy. You know, the nose,
not haggis.
No, not haggis. No, haggish.
looks like sheep intestines.
She's got like the warts on her face and the whole bit. And, you know, this old lady calls out Buttercup for her hypocrisy, right? And we even pull back again to the meta story of the grandfather and the grandson, and the grandson's like, wait a second, she can't marry Humperdinck, she marries Westley, right?
Yeah.
And the grandfather again is like, are you gonna let me read?
He's like, but shut up.
just shut your mouth. Just shut up.
Fred Savage, I've had enough of this.
And yeah, so it's a dream sequence, but I love just the boo, boo.
I'm with you.
So back to reality. Buttercup tells Humperdinck, I'm not going to marry you. And he pretends to call off the wedding, and I'll send for Westley. I'm going to send my 4 fastest ships that I have in all 4 directions, which there's a geography problem there, but
yep.
And if he comes back, you two go live a happy life. But if he doesn't, then I hope you're okay settling for me. Right. And she agrees to it. Humperdinck reveals to Rugen the whole ruse from the first act of the movie, that he actually hired Vizzini to kidnap and kill Buttercup as an excuse to blame Gilder, again, their Florin's sworn enemy. So on the day of the wedding, Oz, soldiers and a brute squad, they empty the thieves' forest. Fezzik is now a member of the brute squad, which is just literally large men who are mercenaries hired on to round up the thieves. And he reunites with a drunk Inigo during this scene. Again, fun sequence, and kind of a loving little sequence here too, as Fezzik is nursing Inigo back to health. He's feeding him stew. He's dunking his head in barrels of hot and cold water. And learn that, you know, Rugen is the 6-fingered man, so we know where Inigo's sworn enemy is. He's in the castle, but I need the man in black to plan. Like, I got my steel, we got your strength, right? But you and I together, there's 60 guys out there. We're not going to be able to get into the castle. We need the man in black. So I'm jumping around a little bit in the time frame here just to try to keep our storytelling linear here.
Yeah.
So in the pit of despair, which is literally just like a torture chamber.
Yeah.
And that's where we meet Mel Smith's the albino.
He's so good.
Yeah, he is. And Rugen, as they're torturing Westley with the machine. Oz, I'll let you. How would you describe the machine?
It looks like an inversion table, like you would stretch your spine with.
Yes,
but it's almost like really early stages of what seems to be like electroshock therapy.
Yeah,
and they've all got mix that with like the different levels in Spaceballs, like ludicrous speed, and it's like, you know, it's like we've got this, like, nobody goes above like level 1 or 2 or whatever. It's a contraption, and it's fun looking, and it's water powered, and it's silly.
What's the name of, oh God, there's a term for it, like that when you make a device that is overly complicated to do a simple
Rube Goldberg.
Thank you. Yes, it's very much a Rube Goldberg machine. Yeah. Thank you for jogging my memory, and for not doing it the way that Fezzik jogs the albino's memory.
It's true. Yeah. I wouldn't jog your memory like that. It is just a very overcomplicated machine to get a simple process done.
And it has like suction cups on it.
Yeah.
And so according to Rugen, it sucks the life out of you.
it's just so over the top.
Yeah. So earlier, we see them torture Westley. Again, it's a 1 to 50 scale.
Yeah.
And they do it on level 1. And Westley is literally crying after.
Yes. Yeah.
And so later, after Buttercup figures out that Humperdinck's lying, like, I didn't send my ships out. He locks her in a room and runs to the pit and turns the machine all the way up to 50.
Right.
All the way up. And Westley is screaming loud enough for the entire kingdom of Florin to hear his screams, including Fezzik and Inigo.
Yes.
And so Fezzik and Inigo go to look for him. And again, after Fezzik jogs the albino's memory a little too hard by literally bonking him on the head with his giant frying pan hands.
He's so huge.
He is just an enormous man, Andre the Giant. They end up finding the entrance to the pit. Inside, though, they find Westley dead.
Yes.
He's dead. And so what are we going to do? We need a miracle, Oz. So,
luckily,
Westley is brought by Inigo and Fezzik to Miracle Max, a local chemist, I guess.
Yeah.
A local alchemist. Yes, I think you and I hit the word at local alchemist who you go to when you need a miracle. Yeah. A literal miracle, because he makes little pills that you swallow that contain miracles in them. And so we get probably in addition to the sword fight scene from earlier, probably the other scene that this movie is really known for.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's
just Billy Crystal.
Yeah, it's Billy Crystal
being Billy Crystal.
Yeah, as Billy Crystal in heavy makeup, with wife Carol Kane.
Oh, I love it.
Valerie, such a fun scene. I won't get into all the lines and all the bits here. I guess they improv'd a lot of it. But it's basically, Max charges money for miracles, and Inigo and Fezzik don't have enough money. But after he figures out that they're going after Humperdinck because Max had been fired by Humperdinck, he's willing to go along with it. Also, after some coaxing from his wife, Valerie.
From his wife, yeah.
I'm not a witch, I'm your wife. But Max decrees that Westley is only mostly dead. Yeah. He's not completely dead. He's
not completely.
Mostly dead. It's like Tom Sizemore. He's mostly Tom Sizemore.
Right. They mostly come out at night.
Mostly. Yeah. He's mostly. I'd like to think maybe Aliens and The Princess Bride are set in the same universe.
Well, a newt would fit in both.
They would, yes. A newt would fit in both.
I'd like to think that Newt is the ancestral lineage of Miracle Max.
Of Miracle Max, yeah.
They have similar hairstyles.
They do have similar hairstyles, yes. Both are very resourceful as well.
Yes.
So Max and Valerie work up a miracle pill coated in chocolate, because the chocolate makes it go down easier. And don't swim for half an hour after consuming the miracle. And as they leave, Oz, what is, I'll let you say it just because it's such a classic line. Yes, what is the line that Max says?
Have fun storming the castle.
Do you think it'll work? It'll take a miracle. Yeah. It's such a great fun sequence. And so they're hoping to revive Westley. He's mostly dead, but not completely dead. And so Inigo and Fezzik drag him to a lookout over the castle, and They give Westley the pill, which revives him, but he's still lame. He's still weak. He's been mostly dead for like a day now.
Yeah.
So he has no strength. And so they decide, using Wesley's brains, that they're going to trick the guards away from the castle by pretending that Fezzik is like an aflame demon, ghostly version of the Dread Pirate Roberts. So they put him in a cloak, like they light it on fire. And they trick all 60 of these guards from running away from the castle gate, with the exception of like the gate master.
Right.
So the three are in the castle. We during the assault, we also cut to the actual marriage ceremony with the priest, who in Wikipedia is credited, and I think this is actually in in the cast list at the end. The priest character, his character's name is called Impressive Clergyman.
Yeah, it's Peter Cook, his Impressive Clergyman.
Impressive Clergyman.
Mawage.
True love. We bind us together. And so Humperdinck rushes the minister because he can hear the commotion.
Yes.
He knows something's happening, so he rushes the minister, just say man and wife. And so they're declared married. The ceremony ends. So inside the castle, Inigo takes out 5 guys.
Yes.
It's like Rugen confronts Inigo Fezzik and Westley in a castle hallway, and like Rugen just dispatches, like, just go take care of them.
It's like Old Boy or that first season of Daredevil.
Yeah, it's just a hallway fight. Yep.
Yeah.
This is a quicker one though.
A little bit.
Yeah. They don't keep getting up like a Daredevil. Inigo just takes them out as they rush him. Of course, one at a time, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so he demonstrates just how capable he really is here. We cut back to Rugen, and Rugen just turns and runs away. He literally just turns 180 degrees and just sprints in the other direction. Sprints away. Fleet of foot Christopher Guest, I might say.
Yes, he's quick.
Fezzik, like, Rugen makes it through a door, locks it behind him. So Inigo has to call Fezzik, like, hey, can you come and knock this door down for me? And so Fezzik just like takes Wesley's arms. There's like a big stand-up, like a display of like an armor suit, like a metal armor suit. And Fezzik just takes Wesley's arms and just shoves them in there.
He's just got to drape them over.
He's just propped up by this. Fezzik goes, knocks down the door. I love Fezzik's reaction after he knocks down the door. He just puts out his arm like yes, here you go.
There you go.
Just ushers him through. And so Inigo continues his pursuit of Rugen. Of course, Fezzik returns and finds Westley gone. We go back to the chase between Inigo and Rugen gets to a position where he pulls a knife out and throws it at, Inigo, who's just on a dead sprint after him, and he catches him right in the gut with this thrown knife.
Yeah.
Rugen starts toying with Inigo. Goes to run him through with the heart, and Inigo has just enough strength to kind of divert the sword into his shoulder. Does that a couple of times, but then Inigo gets a second wind as he's got a knife to the gut. Each of his shoulders are now stabbed, but he gets a second wind. The adrenaline's flowing, and he says the line, Oz. He says it.
He does. He's been waiting his whole life to say this line to the right person.
Yes, prepare to die. And then as he's amping up his energy, he starts screaming at him as he starts overtaking Rugen in a sword fight. Stabs Rugen in the shoulders just like he was stabbed, gives him the same facial scars just like Rugen did to the younger one. And Rugen, for a hot second, gets the upper hand and raises his sword above his hand, and Inigo is able to catch it, runs him through.
Yeah.
Inigo, for you're guessing 15, 20 years, has been in pursuit of the six-fingered man, and he kills him.
Right.
Again, just great scene there.
Yeah.
I remember that there's one curse word in the whole movie, and it's in this scene. And I remember, like, again, 10-year-old me, naive me is like, oh, I love this movie except for that scene. Because I didn't want to hear that word.
I don't remember which word was it.
It's son of a.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which one it was.
Yeah, I think it was like, you killed my father, you son of a.
That's right. Yeah.
Brisket.
Yeah.
And so Buttercup goes back to her room after the ceremony and finds Westley in her bed. And she rushes over, she starts kissing him, and he's just sort of lying there, just going because he doesn't have the strength.
That's all he can do.
Yeah, he can just lie there. And so, how do you want this? He just goes gently. And Westley says, "Did you say I do?" No, then it's not real. You're not actually married, which is of course a huge sigh of relief to Buttercup.
Yes.
Humperdinck enters Oz, sword drawn. He doesn't know that Wesley's lame.
Right.
And so Wesley just lies there, just starts taunting him. Yeah, you can come kill me, but here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen if you do. Like, you're done. And Wesley ends up standing up very slowly and pointing his sword at Humperdinck, but has so unnerved Humperdinck with his words. Humperdinck just sits down, drops the sword. Buttercup ties him up, and as Inigo and returns, finds him in the room, Westley basically just falls over from exhaustion.
Yes, it took every ounce of his power to just stand up.
Yeah, so they tie up Humperdinck, and Inigo even asks Westley, like, "You want me to dispatch him for you?" And Westley says, "No, I want him to live. Yeah, I want him to live with his failures." They're wondering where's Fezzik. Fezzik is outside in the courtyard. He's found 4 horses.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. And they leap out of the window. Fezzik catches all of them, and they ride off together. Westley suggests that Inigo becomes the next Dread Pirate Roberts because he has no purpose in life.
Oh yeah, just pass it on.
Yeah. So what is my purpose now? Have you ever think of piracy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's inferred that that's what happens. As Westley and Buttercup go to kiss, the grandson, we pull back one more time, Oz. The grandson is now okay with hearing this part of the story. As the grandfather goes to leave, he tells the grandson asks, "Hey, do you want to come back tomorrow and read it again? Spend some more time together?" And Peter Falk just looks at him and says, "As you wish."
Yeah.
Credits roll, Oz.
Yep.
What a movie.
Such a great movie.
The Princess Bride. Again, I know Patreon subscriber Melissa L. absolutely loves this movie, so
it's a great movie.
Yeah, it has the feel of an epic, but it's actually a pretty small movie.
Yeah. It's like 98-minute runtime,
yeah, it's literally and figuratively a small movie.
And just the way it dashes through time jumps, and even when we are somewhere else, it's a small scale somewhere else. Like
the largest scene is probably either the Thieves' Forest or just the 60 guys in front of the castle gate.
Right.
But everything else is pretty small scale.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hey folks, it's that point in the show where Oz and I each give our own unique rating about the movie we've been yapping about. In this case, Patreon Melissa L's suggestion, The Princess Bride. Hey Oz, how would you rate this flick?
I'm going to give this a Count Antonio Alfonseca.
Count Antonio. I dropped the Alfonseca reference earlier.
I know. I kind of gritted my teeth, and I'm like,
I saw you give a little reaction. It's like, I hope I didn't just But yeah, for those who don't know,
Count Alfonseca,
former Cub, former Florida Marlin, Antonio Alfonseca. He's a relief pitcher. Had 6 fingers on his, I think, on both hands, technically,
on both hands and both feet.
Yeah, and it's 6, and also had an extra finger on his feet as well.
He did, yeah, six fingers on his feet.
Yeah, very interesting looking man, Antonio Alfonseca. So so that's your rating.
That's mine. What is your rating?
For mine, again, I'll do dealer's choice. I had 2 here. I'll let you pick which one. So his fingers go to 11.
Okay.
Or don't swim for at least half an hour.
Okay.
at least 30 minutes. I'll let you pick what image you go with there.
That's fair.
Yeah, I love your Antonio Alfonseca. I'm still giggling about that. I'm assuming we'll see a picture of Antonio Alfonseca.
Yes. And his digits.
And his digits, yes.
I found one of the digits.
All right, folks. Every week, Oz and I scour the interwebs searching for unprofessional reviews. And folks, I promise this week's edition has an extra unprofessional review that Oz and I each find laughable and entertaining, and we hope that you find them that way as well. In this week's edition of Outside Insight, hey Oz, what is your Outside Insight?
Mine comes as usual from Letterboxd. This is from Cormac, left about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Says it's kind of time stamped.
Okay.
7-year-old me. This is the best story I've ever seen. I love fairy tales. 14-year-old me. This is the best piss take I've ever seen. I, too, hate fairy tales. 20-year-old me. This is the best meta postmodern action or adventure comedy romance with a wink I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. I love fourth wall breaking. 24-year-old me. Wallace Shawn is the funniest person to exist ever and should only be treated as such. Oh my God, that's Peter Falk. Oh, and this just might be the best movie I've ever seen. I love it. It's perfect. I love movies. A lovely send-off to a less than lovely year. Happy New Year's, folks.
Aww.
This was left on January 1st of 2021. 5 stars.
Excellent. I love that. So sweet.
Yeah, I did too. Thanks, Cormac.
The Eras tour from Cormac there.
Yeah. So,
all right. Well, I teased earlier, Oz, that the outside insight I have this week is extra unique. And again, I think is apropos that we're doing this in Wives' Choice Month. So as always, Oz, my outside insight comes from the Internet Movie Database, and this week's is a 10 out of 10 left by someone with the username Melissa Landbeck on January 12th, 2026. This is an actual outside insight or actual review left on the Internet Movie Database.
Okay.
With the subject line, "Shut Up, Curtis." Best movie ever made. So much better than Barry Gordon's The Last Dragon, which never won an Oscar. If I could only watch one movie for the rest of my life, it would be The Princess Bride. This movie stands the test of time. It's full of adventure, comedy, drama, and romance, and if shrieking eels are your thing. By the way, 3 people indicated that they found that review helpful. So... So, in other words, Patreon subscriber Melissa L. went onto IMDb, created an account, and left
a month ago.
Yeah, almost a month ago, and left a review on there simply to troll me.
Yes, she did.
And since this was her selection, she insisted that I use this as the outside insight.
That's fair. I think that's more than fair.
Uh-huh.
Not only does she pick the movie, she picks the outside insight too.
She made the outside insight and then coerced me into using it.
I love it. Nice job, Patreon subscriber Melissa L.
Yes, well done. Yes, I love you.
Very well done.
All right, folks, it is that point of the show you've all been waiting for, the Let's Talk About Flicks signature segment, the 3-2-1, in which Oz and I each share 3 goods, 2 bads, and 1 about this week's movie, The Princess Bride. Oz, what are your 3 goods?
My first one is Mark Knopfler's music. I love the score of this movie. I love the music in the movie. So kudos to Dire Straits' Mark Knopfler for taking this on. 2, the repeat watchability of this movie.
Yeah.
We've said numerous times over the livelihood of the show that I'm like, well, I've seen it. I don't know if I'll watch it again, but I've seen it. Mm-hmm. This is one of those movies that is just rewatchable.
Agreed.
And so it's one of those, anytime it's on, you could jump in at any time and enjoy it. And my third good is Andre the Giant and all of the behind the scenes feel good Andre the Giant stories. I'd read in the trivia that the making of this movie was one of the only times in his life where he didn't feel like an attraction.
Sure.
He
just felt like another performer on the set.
Yep. And so I love that for him, because I know that was a very dark life and dark, path for him.
Yeah.
Just being a quote unquote freak show his entire life. And so I love Andre the Giant. I love the backstories from this movie. I love how much the cast respected him and loved on him. And I'm glad he got to experience that before his passing. So because he was not in good health during this movie.
No.
Like catching Robin Wright almost debilitated him. I mean, he was
they had to have her wired up.
Yeah, he was really bad.
And she was
shape.
not she was not a big person.
No, not at all. Not considering the thing, the people he's body slamming throughout his career.
Yeah,
that that he couldn't even hold her. That's how bad a shape he was in. So for him to have one last feel good, moment before he decided to pack away the physicalness of everything he was known for, I'm happy he got to experience this.
Yeah, same. Agreed.
Plus, quite honestly, that Elegante wouldn't have been the same. The Giant Gonzalez.
Elegante. Oh, I love it.
So what about you? What are your 3 goods?
I'll kind of pick up with where you left off there. I just love the relationship between Inigo and Fezzik in this movie. It's last week's / this week's film Point Break is also really a movie about male relationships.
Yes.
And devotion.
It's not gay though.
No, it's not. Certainly, according to the outside inside ad for Point Break, it's not gay.
It's not a gay movie.
No, it's not. It's not gay. And this movie just has another healthy, functioning, close male relationship. Just two friends, and you got the idea they were probably kind of hired together, but they just hit it off. They understood each other. Fezzik, once he found Inigo later, again, nursed him back to health, and just you get the impression they're probably inseparable the rest of their lives. And I just so appreciate a good platonic male relationship, and guys that are or it's safe to be vulnerable with each other, that you could say I love you to each other, and that's the vibes I get from Inigo and Fezzik, and I absolutely love it.
Some of my favorite, I don't look for them, but they'll come across my algorithm, like on TikTok, is like just reuniting videos of an old army buddy, or an old and just where they surprise them. They'll have something, and just to watch the macho, if it's even present, watch that melt away, and just watch two people that care about each other hug and embrace and just love the fact that it's like, we need more of that.
Yes, we do. Agreed. Yeah, so that's my first good. My second good is this is an obvious one, but Billy Crystal and Carol Kane are just again, it's a glorified cameo, but they are just so good in those roles. Like, it was absolutely tailor-made for the two of them. Reiner gave them plenty of leeway to make it their own. What the characters, the dialogue, they absolutely stole the scene they were in, and everybody else in the scene, Andre the Giant and Mandy Patinkin played off them very well too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
which is a testament for Andre, because I mean, he's not a trained actor.
No.
And so, it just, kudos again to Andre for being able to hang.
Yeah. So that scene and just those performances.
Oh, it's so fun.
And then my last good is, just about IMDb itself. This movie is so quotable and so well known and so just regarded amongst I don't know if I've ever found anyone who doesn't, at least who doesn't, or if I found anyone who despises this movie or dislikes this movie. Most people, it's at least a good movie to them, if not an all-timer, like Patreon subscriber Melissa L. And so whenever, because this movie is so well known and regarded and so quotable, IMDb, whenever a page does not successfully load, you see Vizzini, Wallace Shawn's Vizzini, pop up with "inconceivable" on the screen.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Next time you're on IMDb, if a page does not successfully load, or even in the app too, it happens to be much more in the app than on the browser. If a page does not load, it will Wallace Shawn will pop up on screen with "inconceivable" on the screen.
I love it.
Yeah. So that's my third good.
I may have to change the 404 on our website, so if one of our pages doesn't load, it's
to "inconceivable."
Yeah, it's Wallace Shawn. I have that power.
So those are my goods. Oz, what are your two bads?
I understand that it happened this way because really this is Grandpa reading the story to his grandson, but there are parts of the movie that felt a little rushed. Sure. I know he was rushing through them because grandson didn't want the lovey-dovey kissy stuff, but like the opening scene just felt kind of rushed. I know there wasn't a lot for the two characters to do, but there were parts of the movie that they just felt, because of the storytelling element, just felt kind of glossed over.
Sure.
And so that's one. And two, to kind of go with one of your goods, more Carol Kane and more Billy Crystal. I understand, like you said, they are big cameos, but they were so fun and memorable as any of the ancillary we came across them characters, that it's like, I would have loved to, let them go off and storm the castle. Let's stay here.
Yeah.
I want to see what more Miracle Max and his wife are like.
Yeah.
So
I want to see just what like a Tuesday night
exactly
in the Max Valerie household looks like.
Exactly. Yeah. So
like they're arguing over what to get for dinner, or like who's drying the dishes.
Just more of those two would be a lot of fun. So not a bad, but just I would have liked more. Just be greedy. What are your bads?
I'm going to throw in a backup, if you don't mind, first, just because I have three, and I think they're all worth mentioning. My backup is kind of a little bit along the lines of like your rushed nature, just with the production. Even though like Florin is supposed to be this massive kingdom, and I briefly mentioned it before, this movie is very small scale, and the castle looks small, especially when you're in the castle. It looks tiny.
Yeah.
And even we got 60 guards at the gate. Like, you got 60 guards. Like, you're supposed to have this like if you're this nation, like this powerful nation, you got 60 guards. Like, I think you'd have like 600.
Your army. Yeah.
So just the scale. So that's kind of my backup. My two real bads, though. The first one is even though the grandson wears a Walter Payton jersey, his choice of Bears poster on the wall is Refrigerator Perry.
Yeah, I noticed.
Fridge was not a bad player. You know, he was a rookie first-round pick on that 85 Bears team, but there were so many other dominant players on that defense. I mean, basically pick anybody else on that D line. There's 3 Hall of Famers on the line: Dent, Hampton, and McMichael. Then you got Singletary. You know, you got Wilbur Marshall, Otis Wilson, Fridge.
Yeah.
But again, he's 7, and it's fun. You know, the Fridge had a fun bit nickname, so I get it. But like, you could have done better.
Yeah.
And my other bad is this is Ted Cruz's favorite movie.
Oh,
yeah. Again, this is a movie that is pretty universally liked by just about everybody, and Ted Cruz has come on record and said that this is his favorite movie. And there's just a little bit of me that dies every time I watch and enjoy this movie. Now, just knowing that, like, I have something in common with Ted Cruz, where like I really think this is a good movie, and yeah,
I'd like to say, is it really, or is this just him being political and picking a universally loved movie, saying it's his favorite because who's going to get mad at that? You know what I mean? That's how I'm going to process it. His favorite movie is really Salo or the 120 Nights of Sodom. That's his favorite movie. Yeah. Turner and Hooch, especially the scene where Hooch gets shot. That's his favorite part.
Well, that's Christy Noem. That's Christy Noem. That's Christy Noem's favorite movie.
She loves the ending of Old Yeller.
She just skips right to it. She wore out the VHS copy they had.
I would. That's what I'm going to tell myself. This isn't really Ted Cruz's favorite movie.
Yeah, he's just
his is Vacation. Politics. His is a Vacation remake, because that's all he seems to want to do.
The remake, yeah, there you go. So those are my 2 bads. Oz, what's your
Can a person really build up an immunity to a poison by microdosing?
I don't know. That's a good question. Again, we need to find another alchemist for that.
Yeah,
maybe a bioalchemist.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, you're how do you know how small to start with your poison? Like, it seems like a dangerous thing to try.
That's a dangerous game to play. A poison game.
So can you really build up an immunity by microdosing? That's my What's your
Oh God, there's so many to pick from here. One of them, and this is me speculating, are Humperdinck and Rugen lovers?
This movie's not gay.
That was Point Break.
This one totally is. No,
but like Humperdinck is the only one in the whole movie that calls Rugen by his first name, Tyrone.
Yeah.
Humperdinck is just using Buttercup. There's no evidence that he's interested in her romantically or in females romantically. The only real relationship that you see either of them have is with each other.
Yeah.
So
well, it's Chris Sarandon though.
And
he's a handsome dude.
Chris Sarandon is a handsome man. So
it'd be different if like he referred to Rugen as Dink. That I think would paint a much clearer picture of their relationship,
as opposed to Humper.
Yeah, well, it's just that's why they call him Prince Humperdinck.
Humperdinck. His real last name is just Dink.
Yeah,
but he
Dink
would playfully use Humperdinck so often that it just became the common vernacular.
Yeah. It's Eugene Robert Dink. He goes by Dink.
Dink.
Yeah.
I love it.
But no, that's a good question.
Well, and another possible is why in the fire swamp does the fire only go after Buttercup?
It's true.
Is it the red dress? I don't know. Another one. Who else lives at the farm with Buttercup at the beginning?
I've wondered that for a very long time.
Is it just her? Because she's supposed to be like an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Just her running this farm by herself with her hired hand.
Yeah. I've wondered, she's just a commoner.
Yeah.
So where did you get the farm? How can you afford? And if you love him, why are you playing so hard to get? You are alone.
Yeah.
One person who stays with you and you're mean to him.
Yeah. So yeah, that's another one. But my real
Oh, okay.
Here's my real
This is like ending a clue.
it's several fake outs. At one point, earlier in the movie, Vizzini tells Fezzik, I found you, what, jobless or unemployed in Greenland. So my question is the job market in Greenland really that awful?
Oh, actually, I think it's that great. And that just shows how low Fezzik was, that you were unemployed in Greenland. Like,
so
it's
so
the easy to get a job in Greenland.
It was easy to get a job, but even he couldn't get a job in Greenland, where everybody gets a job.
Yeah.
Okay. I can buy that.
Yeah. You're such a loser.
So yeah, that's my question. Was it that hard to find work in Greenland? But yeah. So that's my and that wraps up Patreon subscriber Melissa L's first of 2 entries in this month's Wives Choice. Wives Choice month here, where we turn the month over to our wives to select the movies for us to watch. So Patreon subscriber Melissa L, I love you. I had a lot of fun with this one. You're creating the IMDb profile was an extra win for you.
That's
there.
great.
So,
I love that.
Well done. And Oz, as we turn to your better half for next week, what are we watching as this month continues?
Our wives take different approaches to.
Yes, they do. That is an understatement.
My wife Jenny, her approach to Wives Choice Month is to, and has been since the jump, is to introduce me to a film that she enjoys that I have not seen.
Yes, and I appreciate her approach. I really do.
I do too. It's a struggle some years of finding movies that I haven't seen. Like we kicked off with Bodyguard and Legends of the Fall, 2 movies I've not seen. Hope Floats.
Peak meat Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Now she did break her rule for game night in 2023. We had seen it, but I don't think you had. And that was her. So that was still her rationale. Valley Girl, and which you had not seen. Fried Green Tomatoes I had not seen. So that was our pick.
Which both of us really liked. We both really
liked I really enjoyed it. And then 2025 was Flashdance and Terms of Endearment, 2 movies that I have not seen. Now she's really mixing it up a little bit this year, because not only is she going with movies we've not seen, but she's really tying into like BET.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she's going the Black Entertainment route of both of her movies this month. She's adding a little color to her palette. Yeah, as we're going to watch Jason's Lyric.
Yes,
for next week.
I love it. Like this is a subgenre of movie that just because of honestly who we are.
It's not that we are above it, nowhere near, but it's not targeted at us.
Yeah,
and so that's where it falls. But this is a movie that she enjoys. She's seen it. We've been together 18 years, and she's never. I mean, it's been 18 years since she's seen it, probably. But yeah, so we're gonna watch Jason's Lyric, a movie that I've not seen. And had you seen prior?
I had not.
And so you've seen it now.
Yes, I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, and so she's going to introduce me to Jason's Lyric for next week, and I'm excited to share that with her and to share back our thoughts. So Jason's Lyric will be Jenny's first pick of the month for next week.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it.
Good, I am too. So social media wise, you guys can find us on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube Shorts, all those. I need to get YouTube Shorts up for last week's episode. I haven't done that yet, but other than that, subscribe, do all that stuff. Hit the website, and just keep being a fan. We really appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Engaging with the content, and it's the secondary reason why we do it. We do it because we love talking film with each other, and if you love hearing it,
but we also love engaging with people and conversing about the movies and about the shenanigans. So join the fun.
Yep. So we'll see you guys next week with Jason's Lyric, and for another episode of Let's Talk About Flicks. I'm Oz.
I'm Curtis,
and we'll see you guys next week.